These clips were the behind the scenes of our music video recording sessions featuring the narrative's main character, Michael. Initially, my goal for collaboration in this project was to come together with the other musicians in my school and write, mix, and produce an album. However, this collaborative idea rapidly deteriorated as my interest in contemporary music marketing strategies and music video production increased. I wanted to understand the process and aspects of planning and producing a music video. This collaboration project serendipitously came together as I coincidentally found out that my close friend was passionate about filming and editing videos, and wished to produce a film of some sort. I presented him with the idea of producing a music video on my behalf, and he agreed. This would be the beginning of our planning and production stages.
This video has been divided into 3 separate chapters: planning, process production, and reflection. I started my preliminary research on different marketing strategies and campaigns that are extremely significant to a piece of music's success, such as an album or a single. According to Zed Records, a critical and effective mass marketing strategy used by a majority of contemporary musicians and pop artists is an accompanying music video, which aims to engage with a wide audience and create an audience reaction that helps people remember and understand a song at a deeper level, as well as connect with the material throughout the music. With this in mind, I reached out to Peter and we organized our first meeting together, and scheduled subsequent meetings to follow. In these meetings, we updated each other on our progress, suggested any feedback, mentioned any concerns, and planned days to record scenes. On screen now is our meeting minutes, where I kept a concise summary of what we discussed, as well as the meeting's general topics. In our first meeting, we discussed ideas for the video's narrative, and the musical sound we would want to accompany it. We eventually decided on a breakup story/song in the genre of indie pop. We then went off to work on our respective responsibilities. I was responsible for writing lyrics and completing the musical aspects of the video, and for Peter to plan out themes and elements for the video. But before any choices and decisions were made between the both of us, we consulted each other to ensure an impartial and equal work environment. This was the nature of our collaboration. For our second meeting, we planned the structure of the music video's narrative. Peter took inspiration from the film 500 Days of Summer,
wanting to utilize elements of character bias, as well as complex storytelling of a simple linear narrative. For example, this could be starting a story at the end, and then subsequently after, providing more context by showing the beginning and the middle.
We wrote a draft of a linear story, which gave ideas for certain scenes for Peter to film, as well as what type of story we wanted to make. Our third meeting focused on casting characters for our music video by selecting volunteers from our school, which further encouraged us to find ways to inspire more collaborators to contribute to the project. This meeting also required us to list out materials we may need going forward. On screen now are both the resources that were needed to produce the music, as well as what was used or needed while filming. Our fourth and final official meeting aimed to finalize casting choices between me and Peter, as well as organize a filming schedule and communicate this with our actors who volunteered. Initially, we desired to have a large cast for the music video. However, this was reduced to a small-knit cast, primarily focusing on the couple, due to the lack of volunteers who wanted to act.
Welcome to my experiments and draft writing for the musical elements of the video. After deciding the genre of the song would be indie pop, I underwent research into what indie pop was. The word indie is short for independent, which implies a degree of autonomy and freedom from the control of major record labels and corporations. Indie music is music that is created by artists who operate outside of the mainstream music industry, either by choice or by necessity. Quickly in my research, I discovered that indie music is usually characterized by artists who are independent, which, in technical terms, makes me an indie artist in its own right. According to Pianeti, indie pop music is known for its diverse range of sound and styles, making it difficult to pin down a specific definition. However, some common characteristics define the genre, which includes catchy hooks, melodic vocals, and a focus on a personal or introspective lyrical material. Furthermore, indie pop frequently features a mix of traditional instruments such as guitar, drums, bass, and keyboards, alongside unconventional or electronic elements. When I write a song, I begin with finding a harmonic progression, often featuring 4 chords for the verse and a different set of 4 chords for the chorus. either being diatonic belonging to the same scale, or chromatic transitioning into a different scale. However, at the beginning stages of writing the song, I struggled to find the right 4 chords that gave the indie aesthetic, but it wouldn't be long until inspiration would land. One weekend morning, I found a suggested video on YouTube of a popular track called "There Is a Light That Never Goes Out" from the Queen Is Dead album, which was actually covered by one of my favorite songwriters and singers, Noel Gallagher from Oasis. This cover was performed in the key of G major, where the original was in the key of E major. Although I have listened to the original track by the Smiths a multitude of times, this cover by Noel Gallagher spoke magnitudes to me, featuring the use of string instrumentation and the beauty behind the juxtaposition of the contrasting harmonic progression in G major and its devastating lyrics sung in such a heart-wrenching manner. This source of inspiration was quite fitting, as not only is the song used in 500 Days of Summer, which was Peter's original idea of inspiration when drafting a structure for the video, but I now understood how to engage the audience and establish a bittersweet sound, with a harmonic progression, or chord progression in a major key, with a devastating lyrical tone backed up by heart-wrenching delivery of vocals. All in all, is contextual to a breakup, which our video's narrative aims to convey. I went on to experiment with the different chords of the G major scale, and wrote out diatonic chord progressions for the verse, as well as the pre and main choruses. Displayed now is the song's structure as well as chords used in each part of the song. Simply, the song only utilizes 4 main chords from the G major scale. Chord 1, which is G, chord 4, which is C, chord 6, which is E, and chord 2, which is A. I kept these same chords not only because they were consonant and diatonic, but also because it helped achieve a simpler sound. After determining the chord progression, I continuously and repeatedly played the chords and improvised a melody over top. I eventually landed on a melody that was in the same key. Upon completion of the melody and harmony, I started writing the lyrics. Although I didn't possess any personal stories to share regarding a breakup, I did possess a similar experience which I could write about. This experience was that I moved to Canada as a boarding student from Bali, Indonesia. In the process, I left all my friends and family behind and was forced to have long-distance relationships with them. With this in mind, I oriented the lyrics and title around being distant from an individual you were once close with and attempted to capture the essence of desperation and draining of energy through this whole process. Thus, the track's title, A Place Far From Here. Once each individual component was completed, I recorded a demo with acoustic guitars. So far, A Place Far From Here included a catchy hook, melodic vocals, and personal lyrics, satisfying the suggested indie pop elements from Pianity. Upon completion of the demo, I sought feedback from Peter and adjusted parts in the lyrics. Other than that, we both agreed that this song would perfectly fit a breakup narrative. This prompted me to continuously rehearse, write, and figure out what other instrumentation I could add over it. I entered the studio and independently produced the song. I settled on a steady and straight tempo of 118 beats per minute and programmed this drum beat on Logic Pro. Subsequently, I recorded 4 variations of backing guitar, with chorus and acoustic effects. The first guitar, I panned center to left, with standard chords. The second guitar is a double track layer of the first guitar, but panned completely left. The third and fourth, panned right and center right, are double tracked playing of bar chord variations. For the bass, I mainly played root notes, with the occasional diatonic fill or playing of octaves. The lead guitar utilized an echo amp with reverb and delay effects. I wrote a lead guitar part based on the root notes, but allowed myself to improvise in certain parts of the song when recording. To incorporate electronic elements into the mix, I utilized a MIDI and recorded synth, string, and chord parts to provide an additional musical layer. Each accompaniment played diatonically in accordance to the key and followed the root note. Last but not least, I double-tracked my vocals in addition to adding subtle autotune, reverb, and delay effects. In retrospect, although I'm not comfortable with my singing voice, I should have considered collaborating with a singer or experimenting more with autotune and recording an additional layer of vocal harmonies or octaves. Initially, it was challenging to write an indie pop song, but with research and inspiration, I developed the confidence to put together a song that not only reflects my personal story, but satisfies the requirements of an indie piece in our music video. Difficulties that arose during this entire process was due to time management and communication. Although I dedicated my free time to completing the music and assisting with filming when needed, communication with actors suffered due to additional school or co-curricular commitments.
This was a really good experience just for like filmmaking, organizing it, getting shots. And you know, sometimes we couldn't get everyone for the shot that I wanted on a certain day. So we had to kind of persevere, fix it, get a replacement shot, or even just like edit it in a different way.
It was actually a really fun experience to do, and I hope to do something like this in the future.
Without further ado, A Place Far From Here.
See you, but I can't. I want to hold you, yet I still can't. I will always love you, but they don't understand the pain it ensues. All I want is your hand. Trying to get up the crew, 'cause I lose my mind. You're the thing I can't lose, the thing so hard to find. I'll focus on you, just give me one more chance. I want to follow through, sustain our life romance. Yeah, I'm drowning, everything left undone. I'm left floating when I see you having fun without me. My answers never bothered you once. I'm going to a place far from here. I will always love you, but they don't understand the pain it ensues. All I want is your hand. I'll focus on